All right, mic check, mic check. More Than Masters Podcast, your host, Maine, of course. Across me, I got a special guest. Go ahead and state your name for me, please.
Tiana Valentine.
Not Tayana.
Not Tayana. Tiana.
Like Tiana Taylor. There we go.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, welcome to More Than Masters, first off. Secondly, I just want to say, when I normally reach out to people and tell them to come on a podcast, I've probably been watching them for like a year. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say I actually talked to you about potentially doing one before, about a year ago. I could be wrong, but I think I did. If it wasn't in the message, it was in comments or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I typically, after I do that, I just watch for a little while. And if I see like a growth or like just somebody really hustling and doing their thing, I try to grab them during that time so we could talk about what you've done. You know, Sometimes people want to come on when they first start and it don't make sense at the time because you might not be doing it a year from now, so then it's a waste of time, and then you might not even want to do it no more at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's no point. But me watching you and some of the posts I see, and I see how hard you hustle and get your product out there. I think it's a good thing. So I try, let me get out now. You know what I'm saying? And normally my content is a little different. It's always about business and just pushing like the city forward and highlighting things in the city. I was always skeptical because I'm like, okay, for what you do, I don't know how we can talk about it yet. But I think now I'm so comfortable with podcasting and how I'm able to like illustrate certain pictures that I want to paint. I'm okay with doing it now. You know what I'm saying? Last year I was like, I don't know, may have to wait a little bit to see what's going on. But after I see your posts and just been following you for a year, keep my eyes on it and everything, I'm pretty comfortable about what we gonna have today. So I guess first tell us a little about yourself. Like, where you from?
Well, I am from Kansas, but I grew up in Thompson, Georgia.
Kansas, like what's that movie? Allison? No.
That's
not it.
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Everybody says that, but I was born on Fort Riley, Kansas. But I think I moved around for a few years. I don't remember, and we moved to Thompson, Georgia when I was really small. So I grew up in Thompson. I'm
sorry to hear that. No, I'm playing. Thompson's a cool place. I heard. Like, so how was Thompson like for you?
I guess it was nice. It was small, but everybody that I started school with, I basically finished school with, so it was cool.
That's what's up. What's your favorite memory in Thompson? I only ask that question because I have people from Thompson know in Burke County. I always joke about counties and stuff like that, but Thompson, I liked it when I've been out there.
I mean, honestly, my favorite memory, it had nothing to do with, I guess, sports. The football games were always lit, but for me, it was because all of my family lived on one street. That was kind of my favorite memory.
Oh, so you can go to anybody's house?
Yeah, we just go there, but you could never do anything sneaky because it was our house, my cousin's house, my aunt's house, and then my other cousin behind us, and it was kind of like that.
So it's never nothing you can do sneaky. It's like no. Oh wow, that's at least you can't get in trouble. I guess. Did you get in trouble a lot as a kid?
No. I don't get in trouble.
Okay. I figured you would say no anyway. I think you would say no if you did. That's all good. It's all good. Oh, you didn't, so you can't do something sneaky then, so you could. Typically you could do something sneaky. You just didn't get caught. You're a smart one. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
That's good.
I was good.
You're from Kansas, you know what I'm saying? Of course. You're gonna make your way back home.
That's right.
So I guess like, all right, so just give me your rundown because you say you went to Thompson, right? So you didn't go to Glen Hills then?
No.
Oh, I seen it. I'm not gonna lie. You know how we talk about how we talk about my name being Bobby on Facebook. I want to say your thing said you got it from Glen Hills on Facebook.
No, I don't know anything about Richmond County schools.
That is crazy.
My husband went to Glen Hills.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
But I do not know anything about Richmond County schools.
So you just a Thompson alumni.
Yeah,
That's it.
I left Thompson, I think my 7th grade year, and went to Columbia County for 2 years, but then we went right back to Thompson.
So how'd you get to Augusta?
I left after my mom was up here, and when I graduated, I just came.
Okay. So I guess let's get started into why we're here. Like you are a CEO.
Yes.
CEO. Tell me a little bit about your business. And it's called the Cookie Palace.
The Cookie Palace. So I make bath and body products formulated around the cookie. So everything that I make is safe to use on the cookie. I mean, of course, we don't want to put anything inside, but everything is formulated to be a little less ingredients. At the Cookie Palace, for us, less is more, and everything is safe.
Well, before we get into details and all that stuff, like what made you want to start the business?
To be honest, it was on a whim. It was my birthday coming. I was like, it's my last year in my 20s. What do I want to do for my 20s? What is something that I've never done that I always wanted to do? And I kind of was already making stuff for myself and for my son because his skin is really, really, really sensitive. And I literally, like, a month before I launched was like, I want to do this. What's the name? And I kind of came up with it on the fly. And my husband was kind of looking at me. And I launched like a month later.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
So what went into that preparation though? Like for that month, like you coming up with the name and coming up with the idea. What that month until you launched? Like what went into it? What went into your mind? Like what you thought about? What you mapped out? What you planned out?
To be honest, I thought it was going to end up being more like a hobby thing. I did not think it would turn into what it turned into. It was kind of, let me just step out here and get out my comfort zone and see what I can do. So I had no plans. I mean, I knew what I had. I knew what I could create because I had already been using it because I was making it for myself and for my son. But as far as the business side of it, I had no clue. I just jumped out there.
Okay, but so talk to me about a little bit like when you first started. So, and I want to get into the details of it, of course, at some point. I just want to ask because a lot of people start things and they feel like because they don't know the answer that they can't get it done, or like people tell you have to have a business plan, you have to have this, like you just can't start it like you said on a whim, but you can. A lot of things formulate better that way sometimes when you start it without no big idea of where it's going to be at, you know? And I even noticed because like when you first started, I think that's when I first started following around because you haven't been in business that long, right?
No, not never.
Yeah. So when I asked you, I just seen the hustle of what you were doing. I thought she going hard with this. So I would have never guessed at the time that you wasn't taking it as if it was going to be a business.
It was already planned to become a business, but I had no plans on what I wanted to see in the future, how far I would grow, or who my target audience was. Right. I had no clue. I did know that what the Cookie Palace meant to me and what I wanted it to stand for, but it blew my mind, honestly, the feedback and the people who were supporting me. And I was like, y'all like me? Y'all like me? Well, it changed me a whole lot.
Well, let me ask you this then. Like, as far as the support you got, right? What was so shocking? What was so shocking about it to you? Like, 'cause I know some people that want to start businesses, but they are shy to go hard because they automatically feel like they're not going to get support, so they won't go as hard, or they do safe things, safe, but that don't help you in the long run.
For me, I was nervous. I don't know a lot of people. Like I don't know a lot of people. I keep a small group, and to be honest, I'm not a person who likes to meet new people. Before, I was not. And what was most shocking to me, honestly, was just the feedback in general, like the feedback on the product itself, and to hear somebody say, "Use the Cookie Palace to change your life," and I was like. That was like really refreshing to hear because I had been making these things and people will say, oh, I'm sensitive. And I'm like, I am too. I'm a woman. And that's why I started this because I had my own issues going on. I didn't start making my product just for money, just to sell it. It was never about the money. I never was like, oh, I need to make some extra money. Let me do this. It was strictly let me step out of my comfort zone and see what I could do. And it was mind-blowing that people believed in me sometimes when I couldn't believe in myself. So I was just like, wow, like, I'm somebody.
What I can say is I can relate to that, and I want to make sure I make this point because I think a lot of people might like what we talking about here in this setting. The same thing with podcasts, and like when I started, nobody was doing it at the time. It was just a word at the time, which is an audio file with no video and none of that stuff. It kind of blossomed into that over time with everybody doing it. But I remember feeling the same way, being inconsistent, not really caring about just doing something. But then when you got people coming to you and asking you when the next one coming out or giving you these big kudos about something you're doing, and to you it's like you just doing it because you want to do it. But to somebody else, you don't know what it's getting them through, or you don't know how it's affecting them, or how maybe doing good for them. So when you do hear that great feedback, I had that same, like me, like you talking about me for real. But and like you said, you might not know a lot of people, but then in doing something, having a good product and pushing it and doing good business and just being very genuine and always learning day by day, you really realize that, I don't know, like I feel like you'll meet more people that way. So like even though I didn't feel like I was the most popular person now. Now I can't. It's hard to walk somewhere without seeing somebody you know. And they say, "Oh, a podcast, da da da." So when you go out, you probably see people you know, like, "Hey, I love the cookie stuff," all that stuff. So
I'll hear somebody say, "Is that the cookie lady?" And I'm like, "It's me,
the cookie lady."
It is me. I've heard the cookie president. I was like, yes. And then recently, Plain Jane Tia, she called me the cookie connoisseur, and I was like, "Yes, ma'am, that's me."
Yeah, I like Plain Jane aesthetics. Yes. And she's a big deal too. So even her recognize, like, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. Cause she really blew up a lot too. So I guess let me ask you some questions about the cookie palace. Like, so I know you said you came up with all this stuff. Like, but what was it that the name rang out the cookie palace? Like, why the cookie?
Why the cookie palace? Well, first when I was coming up with the name, I was kind of think back to what it was called when I was younger, and my mom called it the cookie jar. So I was trying to come up with something, but the cookie jar wasn't it. And so I was like, well, what does it mean to me? And the cookie palace stands for, if I knew then that I was a palace, that my cookie was a palace, how special I am and it is, a lot of people wouldn't have got my time. And
got you.
Honestly, having girls, having a daughter, I want them to know you're special, like you're a palace, like that's it. That is important. And I think if we grow up knowing, oh, you're special, you're a female, you're a lady, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, but we don't really know the why. And it was important to me that we know you're a palace. Like, you're not just, that is something powerful. You're powerful. You're not just something.
Right.
You're bigger than that, and that is bigger than that, and you should take care of it. We grow up, knowing take a bath, do this, but we're not really told what to use, what's correct to use. And so, like me, I'm sure a lot of other people, we just figure it out. We go through it until it's like, this ain't working, and you try everything until you find that one thing. And for me, that was it. And to share it with other people and to get great feedback when honestly I was just coming out of my comfort zone, and for it to become what it's become, I'm grateful. I'm very grateful.
One thing I'll say is, and hopefully anybody that's watching now, I hope without saying it, they can determine what we talking about when we say the cookie. I think people that support you gonna know already, of course, but the natural followers is gonna watch it. I'm hoping that we can say it without saying it, that they know what we talking about.
Yes.
And I'm trying to make sure we do that. So, but I think how you described it is perfect.
Yes. When I meet people, when they first hear about it, they're like, "Girl, I thought you were making cookies," and it's always, "Oh, that cookie."
When you first started, I throw the cookies. And I kept saying like, "Why she ain't got the cookies on here?" Like, I kept thinking like, because you, like I said, you were going hard. I'm like, it's not. But now I see it's not.
Yes, because I also wanted to be. I didn't want it to be X-rated, and honestly, so many people have tried to push me towards selling it on the sex lane because sex sells, but that's not what I want for my brand. Mm-hmm. I want it to be when a single father or mother, or anybody, when their daughter is transitioning and starting her cycle and stuff like that, they'll present them with it like, here you go, this is clean ingredients, try this will work for you. Stuff like that. I didn't want it to just be about sex because it's not. I mean, although, if you know, if you use the product.
Right, no,
and
I agree, and I think that how you're going about it is amazing and perfect. One thing I will say is a lot of times, and I'm pretty sure you encounter this based on what you just said, when you do got a product and you got something that's going well, I'm not saying that outsiders won't have great ideas, but once an idea is formed and you put that groundwork in already, it is typically easy to come and say, you know what, you should do this, you should do that. I get a lot of that. You should do this. You gotta. They should be paying to do this. I'm like, I set it on a certain standard. I want to keep that standard where I'm got. Mm-hmm. That's why you keep the product so well. So like even you, how you selling it and how you going so hard, you doing what you want to do. Mm-hmm. I can't do what everybody's want me to do. And if you did do the sex line, you probably, maybe you would sell more, but it wouldn't be true to what you want. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what I want. Right. Sometimes it is hard when you see people blow up on the sex lane.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like, that's just not what I want. That's not what I want. The fast money is not what I want. And again, the money is great, but I promise you, I do not do it for the money. I make my packages and I make my products and I'm smiling, I'm happy. And now I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people that shop with me didn't know, because I had people reaching out to me and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I just had a baby. I restocked soon. Like, my baby is 2 months old. So during that time, I did not want to shut down. But if they knew how many tears, how many breaks I took to get sick during that pregnancy, nobody knows. But I could not shut down. I don't know what it was. And everybody's like, just take a break. And I'm like, I can't do it.
We had this conversation on another show I do. We talked about social media. Sometimes it got its pros and cons, because you see what you see on social media, so you only see what people want you to see. And a lot of times we don't show the blood, sweat, and tears in the product. You see the final product. So like, I might not show me setting up my whole day, me coming to be here on time, all this stuff. You don't see that. You just see this and that's it. And you think it's easy. You know what I'm saying? But so a lot of times, like, I do commend people that can do good business and stuff like that, because I know we go through a lot. With you, when you say you're pregnant, it just reminded me, that's the reason why I didn't say I want to do it then, because I knew you were pregnant. And I was like, no, I want her to be on camera when she's ready. You know what I'm saying? And not saying when you're pregnant you can't ready. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I never had a pregnant person on camera.
Pregnancy is hard for me.
Everybody look different. Yes. Everybody looks so different, you know. And I want anytime I do something, I want it to be something people can look back and share. You know what I'm saying? 10 years from now, you might not want to see pregnant. You might want to see you. You know what I'm saying? So that was the reason why I didn't. That was the main reason why you were pregnant at the time. Yep.
Yes. And I've had a lot of people pregnant with me that was using my products, and they all blame me, and I'm like, no, it's not my fault. He came back out the garage. Yes. And they like, it was from using your soap, it was from using your oil. And I'm like, And then I had one product and I pulled it off as soon as I got pregnant, because
See? So all right, I want to get into that a little bit too. As far as this last question about business. So as far as the business support, are you getting or I don't know if you can determine or not, you get more support on a local level, or is it more so like all areas like this outside of Augusta?
To be honest, I do get a lot of out of state orders. I don't know how they know about me, but I'm grateful. I do get a lot of support locally, but I also get an equal amount outside of Augusta.
Got you.
So I say it's kind of both.
But as far as like your mindset and your goals now, I'm pretty sure your goals done changed when you first started to now with the amount of support you got. What's your like where you want to be in 2-3 years from now, like with this?
Eventually, I do want to open up my own store, my own cookie house. I want to have a storefront. I'm undecided if I want to actually have a service in there or not, because I do have my cosmetology license, so I get wax and all the other things. Okay. But I'm not sure if that's really what I want to do to it, or if I just want to stick to just the product. But my goal is to be sitting at the table, but a way healthier version with Bath and Body Works and Dove and all of them.
So you don't only sell the products and the ingredients, you actually bake the cookie as well.
I make everything myself.
Wow, that's
everything is handmade by me, which is really hard. I don't think people realize how long it takes. Like, I do everything all along. The marketing, the advertise, everything I do. And then on that side, I'm making everything. I will not buy anything wholesale from anywhere. I will not get anything pre-made. If I don't know what's in it, or if I don't like it, I'm not going to sell it to you.
So all ingredients is just, it's what you put in there, that's it?
Everything I put in there.
Oh, that's great. That's a good thing. That's good. So I want to ask you a few questions about this stuff too, because I was trying to talk to women and ask them what should I ask, you know what I'm saying? Because you made a good point earlier. You saying like you want single fathers and you know, either mothers that have daughters. I got a daughter who already started, you know, her stuff, and I be wanting to know more. Even though her mom knows this stuff, I want to know for myself as well. And I only know what I know about the vagina and stuff, saying not as far as the sexual side, but just knowing, like, just knowledge. And from my knowledge, they say it clean itself. Yeah. So sometimes, like, I think I asked a person, they was like, well, how does the vagina clean itself? So like how do you determine whether somebody should use the products, or should they just use regular soap or just regular Dove? Like, how you know what to use? So the thing
about it when it comes to the soap, and so one, yes, the vagina does clean itself, but that's the
2 points for me. Now you know something.
That's the inside. Like, everything that you put in there is gonna come back down. It's gonna clean itself, and if there's anything inside that should not be inside, it is gonna expel itself. But you still have to clean around and the outside. And what the cookie palace is you have different products. You have all these different soaps and things. And what I found was I would find a soap that was not really cleaning me. I felt moisturized, but I still felt dirty. Or I found something that was cleaning me, but it was cleaning me too well, because you cannot dry her out. You can't clean all of her moisture out, because then now you're off balance. So with
write this stuff down.
Yeah. What the cookie bar was for, so that you could get clean, but it was a gentle clean. It's no residue. It's not stripping the natural oils. And so you have products that try this. It'll make you do this. It'll make you, I don't really want to say this, and make you wetter, this, that, and the third.
Okay, got
Your
you.
body will do
There's
all of those things.
There's soaps that will make you more moisturized.
That's what people advertise it at. But for the cookie bar, I don't make it to make you wetter. Once you treat your cookie right, once you treat it right, it'll treat you right. You'll start noticing that your body is like, oh, okay, this me. But it's not because I put something in there to make it do that. I put less ingredients, clean ingredients, healthy ingredients, so that it can fully function the way that it should. So that all of the stuff that you're putting to it and making it do things that it doesn't naturally do, you don't have to worry about that. What you're giving is you, because now you're using clean ingredients and you're not making it, you're not forcing it to function any other way.
Okay. Let's talk about, and this is good. Let's talk about cookie healing. These are the things I just took from your page. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. What's your take on that? Now, when I say your take, it was actually a post that you posted, and you said I think it was about vaginal steaming, and you were pretty much like, there's nothing wrong with it. It just shouldn't be routine.
Right. So somebody asked me, and I knew how I felt about it, but I could not put it in words how I felt about steaming. And I'm not going to say that steaming is a negative thing, because it is a good thing when you need it. But if you're having to get steamed, like, the steaming is for extra cleaning. So remind you, it cleans itself already. And so if you're having an issue that you need a little extra help, then you do your steaming. But if you have to steam all the time, then there is something wrong. It could be your soap, it could be your laundry detergent, it could be the fabric that you're wearing, it could be anything, but there's no reason that you should have to force clean something that cleans itself all the time. Then that means you should change something. So people ask me about the little yoni pearls and things that you put up there, and I just
never heard of it. Yoni pearls? What is that?
So it's a little white ball, and it has herbs and stuff in it. You insert it inside, and they'll tell you have a purge day after 3 days. But what bothers me about that is whatever you put in there is going to purge out anyway. So it doesn't matter if you put a yoni pearl or if you put a Q-tip in there. In 3 days, it's probably going to come out, and it's going to come out with mucus and all the other stuff, and you can be like, oh, I was cleaned out. No, that's what you caused when you stuck something up there, and now it's trying to come out. And it's your vagina, you do what you do, but honestly, because it is self-cleaning, less is more for it to function sufficiently.
Less is more. I'm write that down too.
Yes, less is definitely more.
I'm trying to make some notes so I can talk to my daughter like I know something that's going on now.
Yes.
Less is more.
Less
I'm gonna tell her
is
that.
more.
See what she say.
Less is definitely more.
Oh, but you said you started this, and I went on the page too, and you actually said that one of the reasons why you started this also was just women's health.
Yes.
So, and why is that important to you? Just not besides the fact you're a woman.
Because honestly, if we just be honest, because the issues I was having with myself, because like I said, I would find something, I was like, I'm soft, but I'm not clean. Or when you strip, then you get BV, you get yeast infections, then you itching and all these other issues.
You strip.
Strip your natural oils.
Okay, I'm thinking you just talking to the clothes off. I'm sorry.
No, maybe when
I don't know this
if
stuff.
you take
I'm
your
sorry.
clothes off for the wrong person, you might have
so
those
BV?
things. Yes. Bacteria vaginosis.
Okay, BV.
Yeah, so, and it gives like a fishy smell. And you get discharged, you get all your pH is off, basically. And that's when I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah, whatever is disgusting. It sounds wild. I can't tell you that. But
so what was happening was, it was some of the stuff that I felt like I was clean, but it was stripping my natural oils. It was causing irritation. And I was like, I can't keep doing this. There's no reason that anybody should have to go to get monostat every month and stuff like that. And then also what people don't know, whatever you do to yourself, you have to do to your partner. Because if not, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
So
You're
if you
never going to
change your
get over
soap.
it. And he changed it too. He also uses everything that I make. And it's honestly, I could tell if he drunk too much beer. I could tell if his eating was off. And it shows in your body. And that's just honest.
Would you, I don't know if this is even a smart question, but would you consider two partners using the same soap? Or is it like it don't work that way? Like, because what work for one person's body might work for the other person's body.
I mean, as far as the soap, all of my soap base is pretty much the same. Now, actually, are you saying like the same bar itself or the same brand? No, so everybody's body is different. So far the cookie bar myself, I have two different sides. I have, even though it's all clean ingredients, I have the side, the West, the unscented, the lemongrass, the lavender, and the super, super, super plant natural version. And then I have it's still healthy, it's still natural, but then you have the ones who kind of like a little jazz. So then they have the strawberries and cream and stuff like that. But it's all healthy. It's all less ingredients. It's all formulated the same. And so I tell people to always start with unscented, and that way you know if it's the soap that you don't like, or if it's one of the scents that's in the soap that you don't like.
Would the unscented be considered vegan soap or no? I got a lot of vegan friends. I'm trying to get you some business. I don't know. Should I tell them that and they just buy it anyway? No. I'm playing.
I mean,
because you said plant. Anything I think of plants or stuff that just tastes like nothing.
Yes. I mean, I don't put anything. Yeah, pretty much everything is plant based. So yeah,
you gotta start using that vegan word. That's the
you know,
numbers.
I have to go in my head and.
You gotta say plant based, vegan. What word they like now? Yeah, unscented is a good one.
Yes.
But anything with vegan, it's out the rules.
Yes.
There you go. And then self love also. So self love was also a topic, or not topic, but a word I seen in my research of the Cookie Palace online, and I thought that was dope too. So like, when you talk about that, you just talking about like just taking care of yourself.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, when she's off, you're off. As a woman, if you got some issue going on, you can't sit straight in the place. You're irritated, or you like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Is that crazy, me? You scared to move? And that's honest. If it's a woman that's listening, she knows. They know. We know. And it's not, because it affects your whole entire body when that's off. So part of loving yourself is feeling good. It's feeling healthy. It's being able to walk past somebody and not worry about your wind when you walk by.
Right.
And that's just the truth. And that goes back to the Cookie Palace, the name. When you take care of yourself and you realize your worth, a lot of people start falling off because they don't mean much to you. They don't care about you. And people treat you how you treat yourself. So when you don't love yourself, you attract a lot of people who don't love you. But when you start to love yourself, honey.
Well, we can start talking about some of the products you got, and you can put it towards the camera. I'm pretty sure they can see it. Hold it up, and then tell me what each one does and why we should buy it. Just sell me.
Okay. So I'm gonna start first. This is my holy grail. This is the soap bar. This is the cookie bar. This is my most sold product, and I will say 95
strawberries and cream.
Yes, that one is strawberries and cream. 95% of the customers who buy from me always come back. They always come back for the cookie bar. You kind of hooked. Once you get that cookie bar, it's a life changer. You always come back. Most of the time.
I like this. This is a nice thick bar. So just one in here?
Yes, it's just one.
How much is this?
$8. I try to be fair. I don't try and give them a little skimp, you know.
I'm trying to make sure everybody know.
And then, so also a little advice. If you just use, now most people who've started using it, they use it all over. They throw away the other soap. They don't use it. But for people who are trying to save money or just want to use it on your cookie, cut it in fours. Natural soap. If the water is too hot, it will melt faster than store-bought soaps because there's nothing in it. No chemicals to keep it longer. So cut it in fours if you're just gonna use it on your cookie, and put it up because these men they're using it. They are using it. I get so many people.
Do you got a cookie cutter for that? Like, you sell a cutter?
They cut it with a knife.
Oh, okay. Just cut it with a knife.
I mean, I can. Y'all want a cutter? Let me know.
Yeah, you got to sell them all, man. You gotta.
Well, I can.
Where they be saying my store, you got to build the basket, man. They be telling us in retail.
I can. So this baby right here, the Calendula Rose Oil, I made her for ingrown hairs. discoloration, bumps, and stuff that you get after hair removal. After you shave, wax, pluck, whatever you do to remove the hair so that you don't have irritation, bumps, ingrown hairs, and all this stuff. But I get a lot of customers that use it for lube. You know, they do a lot of creative stuff with it, but it is natural, so it won't hurt you.
For lube.
Yes, I get a lot of people, and they call it the Kickstarter. And my husband was
Kickstarter.
My husband will sell it to his friends. He's like, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Like, when I make them, he's like, he'll bring mine and like, you know, make sure you don't run out. You know, like,
and how much is that?
They love this. This one is $10.
Okay.
They love this, and you just need a little bit. And hey, Kickstarter. Start the party off. Yes, my body icing is new. This is one of my newer products I decided to bring, but it sells a lot. So this is just a body butter, but it has green tea oil in it. It has vitamin A and E. It has raw shea butter. It is really healthy. And to be honest, my husband always picked at me because I had a rough spot like under my arm, and he would make fun of me, but baby, it's gone. The body icing conquered it. It's gone. I don't have those issues anymore. So if you want, and what I love about it the most is you have moisture that you put on. You know how you put on Vaseline and you walk through the grass and it's stuck to you? Right. Because it just sits on your skin. That will melt into your skin, and your skin will be moisturized and shiny and supple, and it's not, you can walk outside in the grass and it won't be stuck to you because it's not greasy.
I like the products you got though. Like I was thinking, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be something that was like too much, but it don't look simple, but it look like it's something I would buy in the store.
No, less is more.
A lot of time when people are selling stuff, I think sometimes they go so hard to make it so different that I be like, I don't know if I want that. Because I had somebody that used to come to the store I worked at a couple years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and would always say, I'm gonna bring some soap. She never bought it, but I always wonder, like, damn, do I want soap from this person? Because every time they see me, they tell me I'm bringing me soap. You know what I'm saying? But I never saw nothing. So like, it was important for me to have you do that, just so people that's watching also can see that part, because that can be its own clip in itself of you actually showing us what it is. I'm going to show the camera exactly what it is up close in person.
Less is more. Like, I honestly tell people so much. And my husband is like, don't put this out here. Don't tell people what's in it. And I was like, it doesn't matter because they're not going to do it like me. And I see people make like the little soap videos, and I'm just like, oh, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Less is more. I promise. And I'm not one of the people who, if you meet me and you don't know about the Cookie Palace, I'm not going to be like, oh, so yeah, I got a business. And I have to get better about that, about marketing myself. But if you know, you know. Like, people who are around me who know, and they're like, oh, you don't know the Cookie Palace? And they're like hyping it up, and I'm like, you better tell them. But that's just not me. I'm getting better and coming out my shell and meeting people and marketing. But before I started, if you didn't talk to me, you don't have to worry about me talking to you. And
see, I grew up the same way. I'm not even from here, so like I never grew up on speaking to somebody I don't know. None of that. It's just like, I don't know you, we don't need to speak. That's how I always felt. But yeah, you come out your shell as you get older, and the things you do, especially when you're doing something that's affecting people in a good way. So I like that. And I also see that like, I like the way you market things, because like you make it's comical, it's funny, but it's also like with the times. So like you got a lot of, like, I would see your posts and like you're sharing, and it's funny to me because once you know what the Cookie Palace is, all your posts make more sense. So like, if you think you selling cookies for real, you're not gonna get it. But if you know what the cookies stand for, they just a lot more funny. I think like that's a good tool. I think your social media presence is amazing to me. I love it.
Thank you. I do it on a whim. I don't plan anything out. I probably should, but I work better when I'm just like, you know what? Things just come to me, and I just go with it.
What I'll do right now, I want to read a few of their posts, and then you can kind of just explain what you meant when you said it or whatever. So, let's see the first one. Okay. One day, y'all Sneaky Link will be standing outside the Cookie Palace waiting to get y'all Christmas gift.
Yes, because I be seeing and hearing them standing outside of Bath and Body Works in lines. And, if you like Bath and Body Works, I don't have nothing negative to say about Bath and Body Works because I don't want Bath and Body Works talking about me. But if you knew, like, when I started my company, I looked up Bath and Body Works, like, who owns Bath and Body Works? How did they start? Right. And to be honest, I was shocked when I'm like, this old man. Do y'all know who makes Bath and Body Works? And I'm sure he doesn't make it. He doesn't touch it. You know, I make my stuff. I know what's in it. He probably don't even know what's in it because he bought it from the previous owner. So it's manufactured. They don't know what's going on. And then you're a man. And I always ask myself, why do men always sell to women? I don't know.
All right, but you posed a good question just now. Like, why is it that men always selling to women? What would you think? Like, would you rather... Well, I guess it's hard to ask you that question because you're selling it. So I don't know, like...
Well, I actually asked somebody that has a great business mind, very successful in the business world, and it's a guy. And I said, why do... You know, and he's going to sell to women. I was like, why do men always sell to women? And he said, because if you got the woman, you got to sell, which is kind of true because even though they say the men control the women, my husband is not going to spend any money on anything without coming to me first. He is always, what you think? And that's true. So if I say, okay, cool, then he's with it. If I'm kind of like, and sometimes he may still do it anyway, but then it kind of makes him second guess it if I'm not with it. So, and I agree with that. I was like, okay, so yeah, if you got, and then I asked my husband before he gave me an answer. I said, are we gullible? Is that why men always sell to women? Like, do we believe anything? And sometimes I think we do.
I mean, I think it depends on the guy too. Like if the guy look nice and you just flattered by him, then yeah, naturally, just like with women that sell stuff to guys, sometimes you'll buy it because they breasts.
That's true.
Yeah, they breast on the screen. Oh, I didn't buy that.
I did my very first pop-up shop. It was a guy, and he came over there. And he kept bringing women to the table, and he was buying them stuff. And he was like, "All right, if I buy this cookie powder for you, you better not give it to nobody else." And I was like, "Yes, go find some more people." And they were buying it. So, and he was a good-looking guy. So you're right.
I'm gonna go to the next post. I'm gonna go through a few of them. Matter of fact, it says if you can use Summer's Eve, your cookie is not too sensitive for the Cookie Palace. I've seen Summer's Eve a lot. I don't know what that is, but I can tell it's something women should use.
The first thing everybody always say, "Oh I'm sensitive down there." We all are. We all are sensitive.
The cookie is sensitive.
Yes, it is very sensitive. That's why less is more. But if you shower with Bath and Body Works and all that alcohol and stuff in there, you can use the Cookie Palace. If you use Summer's Eve, now I've never read the Summer's Eve ingredients, but every time I've used it, it was never a good turnout. So if you can use that, you can use the Cookie Palace. Like it's way cleaner. It's a lot less ingredients. It's much healthier for you. So if you are sensitive enough to try that, surely you can try the Cookie Palace.
So the next one, it says clean people, Dove, Dow, Olay, or Irish Spring, and you said none. Now the Cookie Palace.
Irish Spring, if you can put that down there, because it'll burn you up. That it get the burning and get the stinging. It's like
Real quick, so with the soap, so you did you do any research on like soaps that's out there ready to tell like what soap is too acidic versus other?
Yeah, so like I said, I had already been making it, and so what happened was I was buying from a company for my son's skin, and it was just the soap was melting too fast, and when he's 9, so when he started washing himself, it was like, of course, you know how kids are. It was gone. It was like, golly, like I can't keep buying it. So I started researching. I kind of looked at a little of the ingredients, and then I kind of tweaked it and played around with it till I got something to work for him. And then once I started using it on him, then I kind of just started using it on myself because I wasn't happy with anything I was finding. And I was like, oh, and then it's just amazing to hear my husband talk about the changes in my body since I've started using it. And then I started, once I, marketed and people started using it and giving me the feedback, and I was like, we got it. We're here. Now how do I get it to the people?
Gotcha. Okay. The next to last one I'm gonna use, it says the cookie bar is cheaper than Monistat. That was the first one I seen. I thought was funny, and I said I gotta have it on. I don't know what Monistat is per se. I do know that women have to use that for their cookie, I guess.
I don't have to use that.
Okay, so some women, I'm sorry, some
Look,
women
not
have
anymore,
to use.
not since the Cookie Palace. But so it's for yeast infections, and I think which
is normal though. That's normal for women, right?
Yeah, no? Like it can happen from anything. Like it's not, if you get a yeast infection, you're not nasty, you're not dirty. It can happen.
I want men to
anything.
know that.
Yes, it can happen from anything, and a lot of times it comes from the man. If you and your partner were messing around, you got a yeast infection, and you took your time off, took your Monistat, and went back to it, and you get it again because he has it. He doesn't have the discharge and stuff that you have, but I guarantee you he hasn't, and y'all are just passing it back and forth. And so the reason I said that is because a lot of people sell stuff. The cookie palace is not to cure anything. The cookie palace is clean so that you don't have to have these issues. It's preventing those issues. I don't want to sell you anything I don't want to cure yeast infections or BV. I don't want you to have those things at all. So if we change your ingredients to healthy ingredients, then the less of those issues you'll have. So you don't have to have the monostat. If you just use your cookie bar every day, you don't have to go spend your 13 or however much monostat is at Walmart, Target, CVS. You don't have as many of those options. Can you still get the yeast infection? Yes, you can, because it can come from your eating and things like that. If you're not drinking water, it can happen. But I just see so many women constantly having these issues, and it's like, at this point, maybe they don't know that it's not normal for you or you don't have to have a yeast infection every month or every couple of weeks. You don't have to go through that. And, that was the issue with me. It was constantly, I was like, Jesus, if it's not this, it's that. Something has to change. And a lot of times you grow up thinking like, nobody ever said that you can't have a yeast infection every week. So you think it's kind of normal. It is not. It is not. You should not have to feel like that and live like that all the time. You shouldn't.
This is the second to last one I want to do. It says, do you know anyone who doesn't eat freshly baked cookies? Yeah, me neither. That's the whole post.
Hey, do you?
Nah, I don't. I hope not.
Exactly. So if it's freshly baked, and if you're into that, then you won't even have to ask. It'll just happen.
For what would you suggest out of everything you sell? What would you suggest to have the what's the word I'm looking for? Undeniable or the most wanting freshly baked cookie? Like, what do you say?
Bing bong.
Bing bong. See, look at you, still using social media.
I promise you.
That's the combo right there.
That's it. That is the combo. And then my very first body scrub, it was formula made just to exfoliate the cookie after you get a wax and everything. And I've had people letting people lick it off and all this stuff. But if these two right here, now. Most of the people that were pregnant, it was this. It was this. That's what did it right there. It was this. I had a guy, and I think they just had a baby, and he was like, great products, warning, you might get pregnant. And he bought this for his wife. So,
Oh, so the last post is this, because this is kind of a segue into something else, but it says, somebody posted, now y'all don't go into the CSRA's small business gala with crusty lips. Go ahead and shop lippies and lashes. And then you shared it and said, and don't go up there and don't go up in there not freshly baked either. Shop the Cookie Palace.
Yes, we gonna have on dresses, and somebody might have a slit. I know I am in shorts. So like, we don't wanna smell you. Go in there, be confident. Don't go in there itching and stuff. That's uncomfortable.
She said, "Go in there, be confident."
You don't go in there itching. You doing this in your chair and anything like that. You go in there your best self. Take your best freshly baked in there and with your head high and be your best self.
So I kind of wanted to segue into the business gala. So and I'm asking this just because it's a hot topic now. What was your thoughts on, like, were you surprised to be a part of that at all? Or?
Well, one, I wasn't nominated. But what I loved about, like, I never felt any type of way about it. But what was shocking to me is it made me realize how many people in the marketing world and the business world I do not know. I was going down this list and I was like, I don't know anybody that does this. I don't know anybody that does this. And the people I did know for certain things, I filled them in. But it was so many things that I left blank. And then when it came to the final vote and there was names, and I'm like, who? Who are you? And I was like, even though I wasn't nominated, I'm going to be there. Y'all are going to see me. I want people to be like, who is that? I want to know who that is.
See, that your whole energy just now, like, I like that because I obviously, any opinion on it, I'm not going to sit here and argue with anybody, or you can have whatever opinion you want to have on it. But obviously, in the city, a small city, people that aren't nominated, sometimes they feel away because they feel like they are of a certain stature and they should have been nominated, or they should have been this far, been on this, whatever. But like how you said it, no, you wasn't nominated or anything like that. But the thing was, you saw people in markets that you didn't know was that many people did it. So I don't know what the gala is necessarily about or supposed to be doing, but if it was to bring awareness to all the talent in the city, I think that was successful. That was successful for me, because you had a lot of, like, it might have been barbershops. Let's say haircutting. I'm gonna use that because they wasn't beefing. I ain't gonna use somebody that was beefing. Let's just say haircutting, right? You might have 7 names, 10 names on there. I'm like, oh, I didn't know these barbershops this existed. I know 10 other ones that don't, but now it's like, okay, now I see it's more in the city. So it just brought awareness to a lot of things in the city. And I think that's a good thing. I'm actually I'm for the push of the culture in Augusta, you know what I'm saying, to be put out there. I think we got a lot of creative people, like including yourself. I think a lot of creative people here, and yeah, it's a small market, but I think if we work it the right way and work together and just keep pushing each other forward, we can become a bigger market. You know what I'm saying? I
think what the most beautiful thing about it was that people don't, like you said, people who aren't small business owners don't realize the sweat, the tears, the days that you are crying, the days you're like, should I do this? Am I good enough? Can I make it? Or am I just going to fail and be laughed at and back at this job or that job? People don't see that. And so for the people who were nominated that are small business owners, to be nominated, to feel like people like me, that I'm important enough and I do matter, that is a very special moment. And even though I didn't get that moment, I'm still so happy for the people who did, because I know what it's like feeling like, or doubting yourself and feeling like, am I going to fail? How do I know I got this amazing product, and how do I reach more people?
Right.
And also I realized how many people don't know me, and I was like, because there's no way that they knew and didn't shoot.
No, but you know what? That's a good tactic.
A lot of people don't know me, and I don't know anybody, and it was exciting because I was like, I need to get out, I need to market more, I need to meet these people. Who are you? I need to know you. I need to be in the circle with you.
And you hit it. That's like the bullseye right there, because if you weren't nominated and you felt like you should have been, this is something you need to be at. Go hand your business cards out, talk to people, whatever you got to do, and then go hard. The best post I seen, I think they didn't make it shareable, so I don't know if I can share, but the best post I seen was like, for all y'all people that do nails or hair or something like that, it was like, y'all need to be booked up on that Sunday because they going to be at the gala. So show their customers why you better than them or something like that. I think that was good, cause like, yeah, it's a good tactic. They're gonna be here one day, so now that's your day to go show and prove why you should be here or there. But like you said, you go there, you find out who's who. You know what I'm saying? You brush over the right people and you go from there. Like that's business.
Yeah, a lot of people I was seeing was saying it's a popularity contest, and I'm not saying it is or isn't. I don't know, but if people don't know you. Then they can't. It seems like the people they vote for are popular because a lot of people know them.
Exactly.
But it might not be they know them because they're popular. They know them because they put in the work. They got out there. They met the people. But
you said a point earlier. You was like, you didn't know people. You didn't know that many people did this type of work. So you voted for who you knew. Yes. So even that vote is not necessarily a wrong or right vote. You vote on who you know.
Who you knew.
So because you knew that person, they got your vote. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not a popularity contest. That's more so I don't know these people contest than I know that person contest.
Or I know this person better than her, but this my cousin or this my sister or this my friend, so I'm going to vote for them.
But anything with voting going to be political because it's voting.
Yeah.
And technically speaking, you want to get the most votes. So the only way it's not political is if nobody know about it. It's just a random day and people go vote without nobody telling them to vote. If I go tell 10 people, everybody to vote, somebody that seen me say go vote for me probably because I said this. I said go vote for me.
And you don't know.
They don't know nobody in my line of work at all.
I don't know anybody, but I like this name, so I'm gonna pick this.
Exactly. So
it is not a true representation on your talent. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It doesn't mean that these people are better. Although don't take their moment away, because congratulations to them. Do not take their moment away. They deserve it. They earned it. Let them live it.
And like what you said, like even though like you said not being nominated, but still going, still pushing, still sharing stuff about from that gala, like I've seen you do. Like I would have thought you were a part of. You know what I'm saying? So like I like that because I feel like this is my main thing. People always say, well, you get a lot of support, but I support everybody else.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna share stuff. Even if it ain't got nothing to do with me, I'm just gonna share it. Yes. I'm aware. All my videos, like if I'm wearing something, it's something I probably even bought. Sometimes they gonna give me for free. I go buy it, and then I'll go turn the camera on, find something to talk about, do it just for that thing. I don't have to do that, but I do it, and it's like that's how I get support back. But you, like almost like what you said with that, anything you put in there is gonna come out. Same thing with support.
And honestly,
if you support it, will support you.
Leaving a review and stuff like that was never something that I did. But once you own a business, you see how important a review, a like, a share, a word of mouth, how important it is. Because
recommendations is everything.
You can have the greatest product, the greatest knowledge if nobody knows about it, if nobody hears about it, if nobody's giving you the chance. I wish I could take, I buy this stuff, the ingredients, out of my own money. So I wish I had enough to just give them all out for free and be like, y'all will be back. I know you will.
Right.
But I don't have, like, when I can give it away, I do, like, you'll be back. You'll give me your money.
Right.
Because I'm confident in what I create with myself, and I know what's in it. So I know, you know what I'm saying, that what it's going to do and what it's not going to do. Am I going to say that it's for everybody? No, nothing is for everybody. But 95% of the people, they come back. And I put a lot of love and care. Like, if it is not right, you will not get it. And that's the one thing I can say for me and as a small business. And that's the beauty of being a small business, because you have more control. Once you blow up, you have a little less control. And I'm excited. I'm just ready to keep growing and see where it goes.
So, and with you being a small business, like, what's some of the hardships that you faced so far, like, with this?
Marketing, I think people, it's so funny when people are on my comments like, yes girl, market, you hit it every time. I feel like I suck because I go on the whim. When I try and plan content, I'm like planning content, that does not work for me. I don't know. Right. I don't know what y'all like. I don't know what make y'all buy it. Honestly, I wish I could get rich off of it and nobody knew who I was. But because I'm a small business owner and it's mine, and now that it's growing a little more, it's like, oh, you need to get help. But it's like, no, because like one time me and my husband, he was like, I want to help you. And he was like, Amazon boxes be raggedy. Yeah, but they Amazon, so we going to shop on Amazon anyway. I don't need my boxes to be raggedy. Now, once I become like Amazon and they going to buy it anyway, then put it in a trash bag and send it. But people don't realize the sweat and tear. And also because I make everything myself, and I have kids, and I have a husband, I have a family. Sometimes I'm up in the middle of the night crying, like, I just want to go to sleep. But I'm doing it because I don't want, one thing I stand on is getting my orders out on time. Because I'm definitely a consumer. And if I give you my money, I want my stuff. Don't have my money and not give you my stuff. So that is something. And customer service is something. And it's hard. It is so hard to have good customer service with some people. But one thing nobody can ever say is that my customer service was ever sucky. People don't understand how hard keeping good customer service is. So as a small business owner, customer service is hard. You do everything yourself. Every little piece of grunt work, everything you do on your own.
I even go as far as saying customer service is harder when you are a small business or when it's your business. And the reason why I feel that way, because I work in customer service pretty much. But if for some random Thursday, I just ain't with it, and I'm feeling like F everybody, and I'm like, I don't care. The business is still gonna run because it's a multi-billion-dollar business. For a small business owner, that don't work. You can't just have that Thursday where you like F this business because you might need that business. So
one wrong
you can't
move.
choose. You can't have that attitude. So it's definitely harder for a small business. And then I say this, I think with small business owners, the only thing I don't like about consumers is the grace period. You don't get the same grace as I'm gonna use Amazon or Walmart. Walmart for years would only open like 4 lanes out of 30 lines
still down
to damn Madagascar, right? But as a small business, you come a day late, 1 day late, they go on social media. Yo, don't shop, da da da. And it's like, whoa. You've been in Walmart line this for 3 hours talking to me, but I miss a little, like a day late. So I always felt like that. Like small business do have it harder in that sense because people are quicker to belittle smaller business than they are them big corporations.
Now that you say that, what is funny to me, and when you say belittle small business, well, one, like you said, it is very hard. People they don't care what you got going on. They don't care that you, and then like you said, you'll stand in Walmart line for 3 hours and complain, but you're going to go back.
Yep.
A small business owner do something wrong, it's over. It's like,
and that word of mouth is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Don't go.
Ridiculous.
They be like, oh well, the cookie powder. Oh, I don't know. One time she didn't answer the phone the first time I called. So,
and I try. When I say I respond. It don't matter what time I respond, and mostly because what's important to me is I want my customers to know that I care. Like, I promise I'm not doing this for your money. Yeah, I need the money. The money helps. I got bills to pay.
It's America, baby.
But there you go. But I promise you, I do care. If you have a question, ask me. If there's an issue, tell me. If something shipped and it was broken or it was this, tell me. Don't just, I will fix it. I will replace it. I will ask you what happened, what was wrong, so that I can grow, because I'm still learning.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff I do not know. From the outside looking in, people like, oh, she doing good. I'm so proud of you. And I'm not going to say I'm not doing good, but there's a lot of days where I'm like, I don't know if I'm going left, right, up, and down.
But
you
know
just
what?
make it up until you get there.
That's why I feel like with support, though, I feel like don't get me wrong, everybody wants support, and of course, who wouldn't want it? You know what I'm saying? But on them days where you do feel like, quote unquote, giving up, let's just say that, or you don't feel up to doing something, I might not feel like podcast. I'm gonna take this week off. Normally I take the summer off. Every year I take the summer off. But it's like this year, people just like, yo, can you do this person? Can you do that person? I'm like, all right. Well, they supporting. They sharing. You know, they actually been supporting all year. I'll go ahead and not do it this year. You know what I'm saying? But it's like sometimes them comments, like it could be one comment.
Yes.
And it's like, matter of fact, I think you commented on some of my posted the other day. I think you shared it and you said something under it, and it was like, I told myself I was gonna put one clip out and that was it. Then I said, damn, nah, everybody keeps sharing. I'm gonna put another clip out the next day.
It was beautiful. I watched it.
And like I said, and that was something I wasn't even planning on doing. I don't think my daughter even seen it yet. But it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just something that even when you feel like you shouldn't do it, most time when I do something and I get that feedback, it make it worth it. Yes. It make it worth it. Whatever I missed that day, whatever I got to be late to just to get my stuff off, it's worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some days when, like you said, when you feel like giving up, and it might be somebody got their box that day and they take a picture of it and tag me, and it's the smallest things mean the most to me. Like, there's not one comment, one review that it could be something super small and it means the world to me.
Sometimes less is more. Like
less is always more, and it's because I'm creating this my own. I'm making this, and that's what makes me most proud. Like, I have the people who are on the Cookie Palace. They are on the Cookie Palace. Like, they get all of my products, every single thing. I have people that are like buying bars and bars and bars at a time, and I'm just like proud every time I'm packaging. Like, somebody has all of my stuff in their house, and then only that, they are trusting me with the most important thing on a woman's body that holds so much trauma, is sensitive. You know, that the cookie is way bigger than a man will ever know, and it is very important. In the fact that people trust me and they come back, wow, like it still blows my mind.
No, and it's something that I don't think will ever change. Like, I think this is only because I'm not gonna do the similar thing as you, but like when I think of the fact that people really will sit and listen to you for an hour or however long we go, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you listen to me for real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or my solo ones, like, you watch the whole thing. Because sometimes people say something, it might say something, I'm like, you got that far? You know what I'm saying? But the support, like the fact that people are actually doing it and they actually supporting it, it goes to show like your work is not going unnoticed. Now, everybody don't have the same thing. People go hard and they don't get the support. But I always tell people, just keep pushing, keep going. You know what I'm saying? You got to work it little by little. Sometimes you get 5, that 5 turn into 7, that 7 turn into 12, that 12 turn into 24. Next thing you know, everybody rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? But it's the small grind that you got to continuously doing.
When you hear people say consistency is the key, you just like, oh, okay, yeah, consistency. But when you actually have to do it, when you actually know, if I don't make this order and if I don't stay up to 3 a.m., I'm going to be a day late getting this order out. And there's no way I can do that. And you have to make yourself do it. Because like when you work for yourself or you own a business, nobody's there to tell you what to do. Like, if you decide you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But if you want your business to grow, you got to do it. Got to be disciplined. It's like you have to do it. And it's so funny because when people say, you think when you an entrepreneur, you work for yourself, or you starting a business that, oh, I'm in control, I can do it. Not really. I literally, if I'm not making a product, I'm trying to market. I'm on social media. I'm trying to keep up and figure out, okay, how do I stay relevant? How do I reach new people? It's like you're always, everything is business mind 24/7. There's not one time that I am not thinking about the Cookie Palace. You know, and I would assume, even with you being, and I know you said you probably got bigger goals, but I'm gonna say successful at what you're doing right now. I would only imagine it's still hard to sell it because, technically speaking, people have so many inhibitions on what they buying from somebody, especially when they, like you said, it's their body, it's their palace, you know. So I would assume that's a harder pitch to sell. But with the returning customers you got, just make it worth it. It is hard. The returning customers are the people who started from the beginning with me. And I think people probably don't realize that you know who they are, that you look when they like stuff. They look when you follow stuff. Like, I recognize y'all. I'm going to always forever remember y'all. Like, when y'all name pops up on the orders, I'm like, you like one day I'm gonna be able to do something very special for you because you supported me. And what I started to notice is that the people who do shop with me, you'll start seeing their family and friends' names pop up, and because they're telling people about it. And I think with this and when I said I looked up how Bath and Body Works started, that's how they started. It was never about fully marketing, but it was trying to keep the people that they had.
Every big corporation started somewhere like a basement type thing.
You know,
iPhone, Apple, Amazon. Well, Lowe's, all that stuff. It started some small rinky-dink thing, but now you see where it blossomed to.
What really inspired me, and it was just the Facebook share that was going around. I actually shared it with the old Victoria's Secret, and they was like, we used to use this, the lotions, the love spell and stuff of Victoria's Secret, and the picture itself like hit me so hard because when you look at that picture and the labels and how Victoria's Secret started, and you look at Victoria's Secret now, it was nothing like that, and I was like, wow. Like, y'all started like me.
Motivation.
Y'all can do it. I know I'm on my way.
Definitely motivation. Like, I always say that.
Wow. And you have to realize, like, they did not start off as big businesses. And I told my husband recently, I said, you know what? I'm going to stop saying I have a small business because I don't. I have a business. It's not going to always be small. And if I keep saying, and what's funny is when you meet people and you say, yeah, I got a small business, once you say small, they kind of like,
I know, right?
Here she go. You know what I'm saying? She about to send me her mixtape out the trunk, which is nothing wrong with that. But you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you know, when you say,
that's the vibe.
I got
that's
a small
get.
business, people ask automatically like,
you can feel the energy to lead the conversation.
So I'll just never like, yeah, I have a business. It's called the Cookie Palace. Like, if you have a small business, stop saying you have a small business. You don't. You have a business. You have a business.
Yeah, that's great. That's right. So, run us through the products one more time and tell me the price of each one.
So the cookie bar is $8. It, like I said, it's the Holy Grail. It is a must-have. It is the top sold #1 product in my line. No questions asked. The Calendula Rose Oil. It is my second best sold. It is for ingrown hairs, discoloration, any kind of rash or stuff that you may have from hair removal, but it also can be doubled as a Kickstarter. So if you don't, and some people when you say that, they're like, oh, I don't need that. You might not need that, but you know, who don't want a little?
Yeah, Kickstarters are good. Like people, you know
what I'm saying?
People you know everybody got to be the most moist in the world.
Yeah, who don't want an extra moist,
I don't need
chewy,
that. Okay.
Freshly baked cookie? You know what I'm saying? You don't want it to get
How much
cold.
is that?
Oh, this is $10, and then the body icing is $17, and this is the new, but it is flying off the shelves. People love it. I love it. My 4-year-old, when she gets out the tub, she's like, don't forget my body icing. Like, she does not play. And when she goes and stays, like, with my mom or something who may be out of the soap, she's like, we had to use something else. We didn't use the Cookie Palace. And it's so funny to me because, to be honest, she motivates me so much because she's always like, Cookie Lady. She was like, we use the Cookie Palace, or if I'm making orders and my husband come in, he was like, oh, it smells good in here. What's that? I ain't never smelled that. You got something new. You made something new, didn't you? Like, it just all just fills me up that people notice. Even just the people in my house, like, they notice. And
where could they buy it, and like how do you take your funds and stuff like that?
Okay, so I have a website. It's thecookiepalace.shop. Also, if you know Luminous Skin by Ashley, she was gracious enough to allow me to put my products in there, so you can go get service by her, get your wax, get your facial, and grab your cookie care all in one. And she's open from 12 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday. But you can go there or you can go online and get it, and I'll ship it to you. Okay. I used to do pickup, but like you said, people don't really care about your time, and they was like, I forgot. Right. So maybe I'll offer it again later, but not right now.
All right. So that's how they can purchase the items and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Do you take cash or anything like that?
No.
Okay. I have to make sure before anybody.
Now, the number one reason that I don't do that is because I have 3 kids. I just had a baby. It's 2 months ago. So if you don't order from the website, I guarantee you I'm going to forget.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then I don't want to even offer to do it that way because I don't want to forget about you. And I don't want you to have a bad experience at the palace. Like, join the Good Cookie University and you'll be happy. And I don't want you to have a bad experience.
All right. Well, me personally, I know you was probably nervous. You were saying, I think you did a good job. You talked well. I don't think you canceled yourself at all. I don't think you sent it out the way.
I don't want to be canceled.
I don't think nothing like that. I think you did a great job. What I will say is, like, I typically try to do this on camera most times. I think if I keep doing this, everybody gonna think I'm gonna do it all the time. It's not gonna be a thing like that. But I do want to buy those from you, like, off you now, if I can.
Yes.
I want the bag too, all that stuff.
I don't need it.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it is. Thank you, bag. You know what I'm saying?
Need it.
But I like how I just like everything you did. Like as far as you explaining the products, how you sold it, talking about it, you knew things. When I talked to people before we did the podcast, they was like, "Well, I wonder if she know that," but you knew everything. I didn't have to ask you nothing that you didn't know. It wasn't like, "Oh well, I don't know about this," but no, you knew things.
I put like
you
I
licensed,
want people
like,
to know that I research. If I am not 1,000% sure, you will not get it from me because what I care about more than you saying bad customer service is like, I got this and I was burning, I was itching, and I was
Mm-hmm.
I do not want that because once you get that, especially with it being what it is, it's a wrap.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna just take those if you don't mind. And you could let me know where they can find you at. Facebook page. We got any kind of social media, all that stuff.
Yes. So let me put this in here first.
Oh, thank you. Look at that good customer service. What I'm talking about.
Yes.
Add bagger to your title too. She's a great bagger. You know what I'm saying?
So I can be found on Facebook it's The Cookie Palace on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at the.cookiepalace, and the website is www.thecookiepalace.shop.
And palace, not to confuse with apartment, house, none of that stuff. It's a palace.
It is the palace. When you go inside of a palace, what does it look like? It's beautiful. It's grand.
It's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal, right?
Yes.
And when somebody comes inside your palace, you want it to be phenomenal. You don't want to walk into no palace and was like, I know I ain't traveled here to see this. Like, you want it to be phenomenal.
That's funny. I like that. I use that clip. That's funny.
It is the truth.
Hey, man. It was a pleasure talking to you. I wish you the best. If anything I can do, let me know. I don't mind. Share the stuff. I support the brand. I'm going to try it out tonight, see how it works. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you know.
There is something, actually. I was going to come out with it in January, but I'm too focused on my Valentine's Day box. I'm coming out with a box called the Victory Box, and it is specifically for girls who are starting their cycles.
Okay.
So that parents can, because I know when I started mine, I was a mess. My mama called everybody that came over and it was awkward. But if you have something to actually to present to them and tell them how to take care of themselves in this new moment, because it's scary for you when you first start, and I want people to be able to have that experience. And I wish I was told from the beginning what to use and what not to use and how to take care of it, because it is scary when you're trying to figure that out.
Right.
And I know you have daughters. I don't know how old they are, but I'm trying to reach out to many people that I know who have daughters who are around their age to kind of give it to and let them try it and market it and kind of push it out there.
Nah, I definitely mind. I definitely need to ask her mom first.
Yes,
I'm not parent, but yeah, once we get to go ahead, I don't mind.
Yeah, give it to the mom. Like, if she want to try it first before, like, I'm definitely like, even when it comes to asking people to market for me or to put my stuff in their stores, I'm like, I'm gonna drop you off a sample first. I never want anybody to sell anything for me or give out anything for me if they have not truly experienced it.
So just kind of say what it is real quick. I could put that clip out too, and anybody that want to volunteer or just want to help push that, they will do it too. So it's called a mystery box.
The Victory Box.
Victory Box.
The Victory Box, because transitioning into womanhood is victorious.
I like that.
It is scary, but it's a beautiful thing. And like I said, I wish that when I started mine, it was different. Like, my mom did what she knew. She did the best she could. But when you know better, you do better.
Right.
And I want to be able to provide that for girls who are scared and this is new, and the parents, sometimes they weren't taught what to do, so they don't know what to do. And to start them off, you don't want them to start trying these things and then start having these yeast infections and BV, because even though they're young, it can happen to them. Babies can get the same thing. So you don't want them to have to try and navigate starting a cycle and then start having all these issues, because it plays on your self-esteem and it makes you not feel confident, and we just don't want them to have to go down that road if they don't have to.
Okay. I like that. I like the Cookie Palace. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan. I like the page. I share it. This was dope. I had a blast talking to you. I learned a lot. I got my notes. Got my notes.
Yes, I'm honored to be here. Let me just say that I feel super honored that you wanted to, because like I said, I watched you, and the video that you were talking about that I commented on, it was beautiful. I watched it. I called my husband and I was like, you need to listen to this. and he was just like, and it was beautiful for him, because he has daughters.
Yeah.
And he was relating to everything you were saying, and it's beautiful to see fathers with their daughters, and it's a beautiful thing.
I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting me, of course.
Yes.
But yeah, I try to be more as transparent as I can with anything with life, just especially with my kids though, because I know that sometimes like a video like that could be the reason why somebody who's not in their kid life just wants to go be in their kid life. They might feel it or can't feel it but want to feel it too. So it's for her, but also for that person. It's to motivate, it's to educate, all that stuff. He might have a kid on the way. So it's like a lot of things. You just want people to be in their kid life. And there's a lot of things I be thinking about when I'm driving. I'm like, this is a good thinking out loud. Let's go ahead and do that. So I appreciate you. It made me want to keep doing it, because I never wanted to be on camera. If you know, like when I do my stuff, I try to focus on the guest solely for that reason. I never cared about being about me, but then I started doing those. People like them so much. I'm like, well, I'll do them as long as they like them. So yeah, I appreciate it. Like I said, you never know. Things
definitely
change.
Don't stop. And then I watch it, and then you do beautiful things for people.
I try
so definitely
to.
Don't stop.
I don't plan on stopping. It's just I like doing it. That's all. I like pushing forward. I like to be a person that just means something. It's small things. I'm a small person. Like small things to me matter. So
they mean the most.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, anything from this we take from this is less is more. You know what I'm saying? Definitely guard your palaces. It's a palace. So
yes, I don't care who you are. If you're a woman, you're special. You are special. I don't care what nobody's saying how you feel. You're special.
Right. All right, man. More Than Masters podcast. We out. Thank you for stopping by.